Hi, everyone. What a pleasant surprise today to see a full room here. That's so nice. I really like that. We're going to have Kathleen get up to say the pledge in a moment of silence, please. United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Veterans and first responders and those who died.
Could you please stand up and back? Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
I don't know if everyone heard me. I just asked if we could have a minute for the respect of our veterans, first responders, and all those who've died for this country. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to see you. I hope everybody has their lunch and a bottle of water. And can we have, is Ed Lackerman here? Where is he? Where'd he go? Oh, here he is over here. Okay, sitting next to your wife. Usually you're back there, and I'm looking back there. I'm sure everyone knows Ed, our supervisor. He has a few words to say.
How's everyone doing today? Hope you're enjoying this. What a beautiful fall day out today, huh? And hopefully tomorrow, those of you with grandkids in the area, if you want to come, we have our Halloween parade between the Yorktown Lions and Parks and Recreation, one of the great partnerships that they have together. Jim, it's 2 to 4, correct? And they line up over by Rexall. Well, now it's Taekwondo and the Firehouse, and they march over to the athletic field, the Jack DeVito Veterans Memorial Field and gazebo. And then the field will have different people there with handouts, candy, giveaways. There'll be bounce houses. There will be food truck vendors this year, which is something new. So if anyone wants to buy something to eat, apparently that was a lot of people asking about that in the past. So the Lions have added some vendors there. And it should be a lot of fun. It's always a great time. My wife and I have been Lions for 13 years and participating, and we were Lions before I ever came into this, and still love them, and they're a great group and do so much in the town. And speaking of so much in the town, we'll talk about a little bit of public service announcement. There is a lot that goes on in the town, and it seems like there's sometimes confusion on where to get information. So, of course, there is the municipal channel that's out there. It's now back to channel 20, I believe, on Optimum, and I think it's 33 on Verizon. We also have our town website, and each of our departments has their own little page, so you could go and find out what's happening in Parks and Recreation, whether it's senior activities, kids activities. We have the Electric Lights Parade coming up. You'll see different things. Our clerk's office will talk about different activities that are happening in town. Refuse and recycling. Today, the mobile shredder was over by Shrub Oak Park. We also, earlier in the week, did paint and electronic recycling. So there are a lot of different ways to do it. I'm going to assume everyone's online. I'm not one of those people who say, well, our old people don't know how to use computers, because I am one of those old people, and I do know how to use a computer. There you go. Yes. So I want to just make sure, like, the town is regularly on Facebook, Town of Yorktown. Parks and Recreation is regularly on Facebook as well. We have the town website, which is yorktownny.gov, and there are always the supervisor's newsletter that comes out as well in the beginning of the month, and you could always get information off of that. If you feel you're missing something and you're not, and I'm sorry, Yorktown News does print a lot of stuff for us, and they cover all of our board meetings. So when we talk about things like the Firehouse vote, they covered that because the Firehouse came in and presented that here. So even though that doesn't affect all of Yorktown, a lot of people were affected, and you were able to get that information there. So we just want to make sure you have that, and you could always call any of the town offices if you have a question about something they may be doing. And then I just want to give a quick update on some of the things going on. Looks like they have cleaned up a lot of the construction debris at the Triangle Shopping Center. It's easier to get into the buildings right now, the stores that are open. So you still have some of the restaurants, the jewelry store. Acme now has some gating around it, though. They're working over on that end. So that's something that's moving along really nice. When I leave here, I'll be going over for a meeting on this intersection here where we're widening it, adding turn lanes, new traffic lights, new traffic patterns. So there'll be a lot going on there, but this should be wrapped up hopefully by December. Where are we? I think it was Wednesday night. Well, Thursday morning, our water department was doing some overnight work over on the old Crampon Bridge Road, culvert, where they had to cut the pipe and put some new valves in so people wouldn't lose water service. And now when the bridge that they're doing there, the new bridge, they have to lay a concrete slab, and you don't want to bury your pipes under the concrete, so they'll be taking the pipe out and rerouting, but now there will be no interruption of water service there because our guys did their work overnight to make sure that happened. That bridge is also expected to be done by December, if everything rolls the way it's supposed to. And knock wood, so far it's been pretty good over there. There will also be some construction work being done by New York State Department of Transportation, Route 100. So they will have a closure as they're doing culvert replacement. And culverts are basically small bridges over water. And with those culverts, they will be closing from Mosman to Route 100. So if you do have appointments, you're going up the line to Brewster or anything, or if you're on this side and you're going to Mount Kisco or down to 100, you want to probably make sure you take the appropriate route. So you bypass all of that. We have no control, say, or even we don't even really have all of the scope of work. They've been changing some of it around. So as we get that, though, we've been posting that online to let people know, and it's been on Facebook about the closures. Other than that, things, it's a fall. We're getting ready to spend time with our families. We have Thanksgiving. We have the holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year coming up. So I just wish everyone very happy, healthy holiday season. Also, don't forget our Veterans Day Parade. It's always the Sunday prior. So it is this week. I believe that is the 9th of November. The Veterans Day Parade will be at it'll start at Lakeland High School, and it will go to the library. The library will have their haunted house next weekend, so that's another thing that's great. And our Veterans of Foreign Wars, I believe, will be doing a small ceremony on Veterans Day right here at the Veteran Memorials Circle. And that's just a recognition of the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month with the armistice for World War I, which has since become known as Veterans Day. So you could go, if you could go there in the morning, honor our veterans. It's a beautiful little ceremony. So, and that's pretty much it for me, unless there are any questions.
Do we have any questions for our supervisor? Just raise your hands. Otherwise, he's going. Okay, thank you so much, Ed.
Gone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you all.
Okay, our next speaker that's going to come up, we put him up a little earlier this time. He's normally at the end of our program. Jim Materano, if you'd like to come. Jim is with Yorktown Parks and Rec, and he always has loads of information for our seniors. We have so much going on in Yorktown. So, all right, Jim, it's up to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I just wanted to to thank Noreen for hosting a beautiful luncheon with Carol, who's here, and Ed Lasherman, who put in a lot of work for the senior luncheon earlier this month.
Yes.
Great. Yeah, that was great.
Remarkable Oktoberfest event would not be able to take place without, the nutrition, the town supervisor, his wife, and all the other volunteers that helped. But we also couldn't have done it without a group called TIPS. It's a telehealth group provided through the county, and they provide free blood pressure, blood oxygen level testing, as well as weight testing, and they'll call you if any of your numbers are spiking. Which is a great free program that we have here. That's Mondays at 9 a.m. Mondays at 9 a.m. at the community center. So please utilize that free program that we have through the county. And if you have any further questions on that program, please call Noreen at Nutrition at 914-962-7447. Also, if you have questions with Homebound Meals and our nutrition program, that's a good number and resource to call. 914-962-7447. There's some upcoming special events. Ed touched on a couple of them. Our Veterans Day Parade is coming up on November 9th. That's at 2 p.m. That's at Lakeland. That starts at Lakeland, and then it comes all the way down to the library. Very special event. Very well done event over the years. The Lions Club helped with that as well. Then we have the Veterans Day ceremony that's right here at Town Hall at the Veterans Memorials Circle. That's right next to the old Patriot Park there, the skate park. We have the Holiday Electric Lights Parade. That's December 6th, starting at around 6:45. So make sure you're marking that on your calendar. There'll be some celebration on Front Street as well, sponsored by Yorktown Auto Body prior, that time's TBA. And then we have the Shrub Oak tree lighting that is going to be taking place at the library. That is on December 13th from 4:30 to 8:30. We also have a lot of trips coming up with our different travel clubs that's going to be taking place for next year. They're looking for AARP chapter 3297 is doing a trip to Washington, D.C. You don't actually have to be a member of any of these clubs to go on these trips as well. Just for everyone out there that should know, you can come to our office at Parks and Rec and get a registration form to send to them to participate. So that trip to Washington, D.C. is May 29th to June 1st. And then in the 2026, of course. We have the Friends of JV Travel. They're going on April 23rd to Catch Me If You Can show and luncheon. It's a nice little play of the Catch Me If You Can. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but a great movie and even better play. They're also going to Cape Cod, believe it or not. Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard from August 24th and August 28th. Rich is telling me that one is actually selling out very quickly, so he only has a handful of spots for that specific trip, even though it's so far in the future. And then the Shrub Oak seniors will be going to Resort Worlds Casino to start the year, March 26th, and that one is filling up quick as well. That's World Resorts Casino in the Catskills. And then the JOF Travel Club, they're going to Andy Cooney's Irish Cabernet. And that's coming up on March 17th, 2026. So those are some of the fun trips that are around the corner. What else do I have here for you? At the John C. Hart Library, we have a very important class for the seniors to kind of take a glance at. And even if you are, pre-senior, you're 50 years old, this program is called Demystifying Medicare and Healthcare Coverage for Seniors. So whether your parents are aging and you're trying to guide them through the process of Medicare, or you're wondering about it yourself, it's a very important class to participate in. That's Saturday, November 8th at 10 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. And that's at the John C. Hart Library. If you want to pre-sign up for that program, that's 914-245-5262, extension 227. Once again, 914-245-5262, extension 227. That's Demystifying Medicare. Very insightful program that you should definitely consider signing up for, no matter where you are on that span. They also have some more fun stuff at the John C. Hart Library coming up. Yarn-O-Rama, if you like doing yarn work. That's 11 to 1 p.m. on November 22nd. And then you have a holiday show prior to the Lights Parade that they're doing. They're doing a little holiday show on December 13th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's prior to the lights, the tree lighting. So that's kind of all the news that's fit to print with Parks and Rec yet. Yep.
Jim, do you have the hard copy printouts?
Hard copy, not of these yet. This is the November one that's not quite ready to be out yet.
Would you mention to the audience where they can find those newsletters?
Okay, so these newsletters are on, as Ed mentioned earlier, on the town website. But more importantly, they're at Parks and Recreation. We have them printed out for you. We also bring them to Town Hall here, and then we also have them kind of scattered out at the library as well. And we also have them at Beaver Ridge. We deliver them, and any senior housing or senior group that wants copies, you can come to Parks and Rec, and we will give you a stack of them to hand out with. Parks and Rec is at the Albert A. Capellini Cultural and Community Center, right here in the center of town, room 122. And one other thing I did want to mention, but Diana said she wanted to do the honors. Diana, you have something big coming up on October 25th?
As you know, General Election Day is November 4th. Early voting for the general election will begin on Saturday, October 25th, and run through November 2nd. The two early voting polling locations is the Albert A. Capellini Community and Cultural Center at 1974 Commerce Street. Please enter from the Veterans Road entrance in the back of the building, and the Jefferson Village Annex at 3500 Hill Boulevard. If you have any questions on elections, contact my office at 914-962-8152, and we will help you as best we can.
Awesome. Thank you,
Diana, can I just add something to that? Because I think everybody has received the card in the mail for the voting places and so forth. But if you notice on the front, there's a barcode. If you bring this in, correct, right?
If you bring it in, they'll
this-
scan it, and your information should come right
Right. It would be very, very helpful to the person sitting there at the computer. If you bring it in, they scan it, and all your information comes up, so no questions asked. A lot of people don't realize that, and they look at it and they put it on the refrigerator. But bring it with you when you go vote. It'll be very helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
You always learn something new at these meetings. You know?
What?
You always learn something new at these meetings. I didn't know that. That's
Absolutely,
great.
absolutely. You got to make life easier for everybody. And I just wanted to remind them also, because I know not all older folks know how to get onto the computer, but just remember, if you have any grandchildren or your children, just tell them, and in seconds they'll get your website and they'll get you all the information. And you know what? They love to do it. So there's loads of stuff on there. Everybody works very, very hard to have all this stuff for you. So ask your grandchildren, even 4- and 5-year-olds know how to do it. So anyway, thank you. All right.
Thank you for having me. Any other questions before I go? Great.
Okay, thank
thanks
you
again.
very much. Just before I ask Wendy to come up to introduce our next speaker, I just want you all to know really that this committee and all of our committees really work very hard to bring you a lot of information. We have loads of information on the back table, and we have information on the seats for you. And just remember, if there's anything that you'd like to know that we can help you with, there's a box out there that you could even put that in the box after you fill out those cards. We'd love, but somebody will speak to you about that later. Thank you. Wendy, can you come up and introduce our next speaker, please?
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Great to see everyone. Great to see such a wonderful crowd today. My name is Wendy McNamara. I'm Community Affairs Coordinator at New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital. And I'd like to thank Jenny and everyone on the board for inviting us to speak today. New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital is your neighborhood hospital serving the heart of the Hudson Valley community with specialties in cardiology, cancer care, digestive health, orthopedics, obstetrics and gynecology, physical and occupational therapy, and radiology. Before I introduce our wonderful speaker, I'd like to point out we do have a free event. I gave everyone a flyer. If you haven't gotten it yet, please let me know. We have a lung cancer screening fair coming up. It's going to be on Saturday, November 8th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It'll be held, it's a free event, held right in the hospital's main lobby. Please, if you have any concerns whatsoever or feel you need to be screened, go. It was pointed out to me that many of the very youthful-looking people here may be over the Medicare required age of 77 to get a screening. However, I've been out in the community. I was at AARP of Northern Westchester with our new pulmonologist, Dr. Stanley Abraham, and he pointed out that if you have a concern and go to your doctor can work with Medicare. Can work with Medicare if you have symptoms or have a history, so they can help you. So I would encourage you, if you have any concerns, whatever, do not hesitate, but do feel free to stop by the free event. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce my colleague, Tama Goodstein, to speak on the important topic of fall prevention. Tama earned her degree in physical therapy at Upstate Medical Center in Syracuse after completing her degree in business administration at Northeastern University. She has worked in multiple settings, including private practice, home care, nursing homes, and acute hospitals over the past 35 years, even though Tama looks like she's about 32. Tama is a Yorktown native and still lives here. So she always enjoys coming out and speaking to the community. Obviously, Yorktown has a huge place in her heart. Tama has been with New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital since November 2004, making this year her 21st year within the hospital organization.
Wow.
So that'll be her anniversary's coming up in November. Over the course of her career, Tama has taken many continuing education courses, and she continues to do so, including courses in balance, orthopedics, manual therapy, pain science, and Tai Chi. Welcome, Tama. So glad you could be here today.
So yes, my name is Tama Goodstein, and I am a native of Yorktown. I grew up in Yorktown, so I like coming here because I get to see what's going on in the town, which is kind of nice. So as Wendy said, I work at New York Presbyterian in the outpatient physical therapy office, and I'm glad to speak to everybody today about, we're going to talk about balance, strength, and discuss fall prevention. And there's also fall packets, I think, that everybody got a packet. And also later on, there's a couple other handouts in the back if you want to look at them, and I'll discuss them in a little bit. And the packets have some sample exercises in them. So first I want to talk about, let me bring this down a little, not that tall. Let's talk about weakness. First, weakness is directly related to how everyone functions. So weakness can affect your walking speed, your sit-to-stand ability, your bed mobility, your balance, and everyday activities. Everything you do can be affected if you are weak. And the average independent senior living in the community needs to walk about 1,000 feet per errand, carry packages averaging about 6 pounds, negotiate curbs, negotiate direction changes while walking, negotiate busy stores like Uncle Giuseppe's and Trader Joe's. And so there's a lot of different things that you have to navigate. And so strength can be helpful. Some sources say that seniors should walk 30 minutes a day on most days. And 1,000 feet is about 3 football fields, which is probably more than a lot of people walk in general. So getting stronger and working on balance is not just about, playing sports and shopping in a store. It's about everyday quality of life and safety. And there are a lot of factors that come into fall risk. Some intrinsic factors are advanced age, previous falls, muscle weakness, gait and balance problems, poor vision, postural hypotension, which is where people stand up and their blood pressure can drop, chronic conditions like arthritis, stroke, incontinence, diabetes, Parkinson's, and dementia. They all play a factor in increasing fall risk. Some extrinsic factors, which are more changeable, are lack of handrails on stairs, lack of grab bars, dim lighting, obstacles, tripping hazards, slippery and uneven surfaces, psychoactive medications, which could be antidepressants, sedatives, or even stimulants, improper uses of assistive devices, using a walker on stairs. Not a good idea. So there's a lot of different factors that come into play. And in the packet, there's some information about reducing fall risk in your house and in general. So we can talk about that. And I have some interesting stories. A patient of mine who I would work on with balance, she left the hospital, she fell, and I thought, oh my God, she fell. Turns out she was trying to step on a lantern bug, and that's why she fell. So sometimes falls can happen because people don't use the best judgment with what they're doing. I also want to talk a little bit about fear of falling, because fear of falling is also a risk factor, because fear of falling leads to avoidance of activities and becoming less active. It can increase your stiffness, it can lead to weakness, it can lead to a changing gait pattern or walking pattern with shorter shuffling steps when you're walking, and decrease confidence. And it can also lead to anxiety and depression, because if you don't go out and do things. So we'll talk about these things a little more in a little bit. But how does your body help keep us balanced? Well, there's 3 systems that help your body keep balanced. One is the eyes, the eyeball, and the optic nerve to provide, depth perception. So vision is a big factor in balance. The vestibular system, which is your inner ear, which helps right your body and maintain balance. And then the third system is the proprioceptive system, and that's the feedback you get from your feet. It uses like the muscles in the joints, the input it gets to keep you balanced and let you know where you are in space. So these 3 can be impaired for different reasons. They can also be trained to improve, which is what we do. So if you have one system, like say somebody has poor vision or peripheral neuropathy, they don't have sensation, we can work on the other systems to get stronger to help with balance. So so we do a number of things to do this, and I'm going to go over in a little bit different ways that we even assess balance, some quick things you may be able to do at home if you do it safely. So training strength, endurance, flexibility, and of course balance are all important, but you have to do it safely, because if you do some of these things, you don't want to fall doing them. So the other thing, I do have a handout in the back. It talks a little bit about how to fall. Sometimes, you can't really think about it, but if you can think about trying to stay loose when you fall and not tense up, and protecting your head. If you're falling backwards, try and tuck your chin, because if you hit your head and a head injury, that's really important. Falling forward, trying to put your hands to, protect your face and your head would be another option. A lot of people fall on an outstretched hand and end up breaking the wrist. So you try and, when you're falling, if you can roll with it and not get so stiff, if you can think about that. So I mentioned in the packet that there's some home fall prevention checklist. And there's a website, there's a lot of information actually on the internet, since everybody's computer savvy. One of them is by stopthefall.org, and that's in your packet. And it talks about wearing proper shoes with non-skid soles. A lot of times people fall, they wear slippers that slide, so shoe wear can be important. Throw rugs can be a tripping hazard. Good lighting, I mentioned before, grab bars, having night lights. Those are a few things that you want to think about. And also in the packet are some norms for the tests we're going to do, and I'll show you those in a little bit. So if we go to the packet, let me just show you, everybody has their packet. So in the beginning of the packet, there's the home fall checklist that you can look at. That's the stopthefall.org. And then the next one, which I'll talk about for a minute, is a few tests that we do. The first one is the 30-second chair stand test. And what that is where you time yourself for 30 seconds. How many times can you stand up and sit down? Generally, you want to do it without your hands if you can. If you have to do it with your hands, at least you can time yourself and see if you can improve that. So for an age group, there's a standard how many stands you can do. For men and women are a little different. And you want to, if you did try this, you'd want to put your chair against the wall because, again, I was saying with practicing some of these things to help with fall risk, you want to make sure you're safe doing them. So if you're going to do something in a chair, make sure it's not going to tip or slide. That's important. And they found that scores less than 8 were associated with lower levels of stability. The second one is the single-limbed stance test. So you've probably heard of this where people practice standing on one leg, but a lot of people can't do that at all. So you want to make it safe. You want to make it doable for you. So when you do it, you may have to hold on for support. You still get a benefit from that. And there's also a chart in here which tells you there's a little bit of a range, what the average time should be for standing on one leg. And again, male and female are different, and eyes closed are different. Because if you remember, I talked about vision being so important for balance. That's probably one of the most important things. When we work on balance, if we have people close their eyes to do something, it really changes their ability to balance. So, so you can see that there's a difference. And that's where dim lighting comes into play, because if you don't have your vision, then that can affect your ability to balance. So there's definitely a difference between the eyes open and the eyes closed. The other one we do a lot, because the 30-second chair stand test involves a little more endurance. So what we do also is we do what we call a 5 times sit to stand. Ideally, you do it without your hands. Now, I still have people do it because they can use their hands, and then as we train them, we want to see if they can improve that. So what you're going to do is you're going to just do, you're going to time standing up and sitting down 5 times. And on the 5th time, that's when you stop the clock. And leg strength is predictive of fall risk, which also would make it a higher 5 times sit to stand time. And if it's greater than 15 seconds, they say it's a greater fall risk for that. And like I said, generally you're supposed to do the test without your hands, but not everybody can do that. So you have to always, the important thing is always start where you are. So that's really important to do. And then let's see, we'll go over, after that is some sample exercises, which we'll do at the end, depending on how much we have time for. So in terms of exercising, because again, there's a lot of different exercises you can do, and you always want to start where you are. Generally, with exercises, we have people do 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 of an exercise. But I have people do 3 if that's where they're at, because you want to do something. And usually you'll do 1 set of 3 or anywhere between 8 and 12, or 2 sets or 3 sets with 1 or 2 minutes of rest in between. And you want to try and do exercises at least 3 or 4 times a week as a general guideline. But of course, all of it depends on how conditioned or deconditioned you are, because everybody can do something. There's always something that you can do to help your strength and your mobility. The other thing is Tai Chi, which I'm sure everybody's heard of, which has been shown to help with balance. I did take one exercise and make a copy that's on the back there, and maybe we'll have time to just go over that. But even Tai Chi, there's a lot of standing Tai Chi. But if you're unbalanced, Tai Chi is not going to help you if you fall trying to do them. So you can do a lot of them sitting, which is important. So the other thing with balance is some things that happen as you're walking or doing things can challenge your balance more, like even a bus going by. So when we want to challenge somebody more with like doing different activities, we can have them, turn their head while they do balance exercises. We can have them, juggling a balloon or catching a ball, or even buttoning or unbuttoning clothing, because that is a task that, requires some concentration. Sometimes we'll have people do counting or reciting flowers, or trying to use their cognitive ability to try and challenge them, which makes it a little more difficult. So the next thing I want to talk about is just a few of the things Wendy mentioned. You know, there's different things that can be helpful. I mean, there's classes that you can take, and the town, I'm sure, has classes. Physical therapy, which helps with building strength, endurance, flexibility, and helps with injuries. We have different types of physical therapy too, which is vestibular, lymphedema, and pelvic floor therapy. The occupational therapy generally will work on your hand, wrist, and your arm disabilities. And cardiopulmonary rehab, which can help after you have a heart attack or breathing issues, and that can be supervised exercise. So I want to go over some of the exercises and do some of them if we can. But do you want me to take questions first? Or do you want me to?
Do we have anyone in the audience that has a question for her? If so, just raise your hand. Otherwise, she'll just continue.
Oh, no questions.
Okay.
Wow.
We have one there from.
Oh, you have one, Wendy? What?
Yes. A lot of times, if to prevent falling, if you're getting up too quickly and you start feeling a little bit faint, like, should you sit down right away? Should you stop what you're doing?
That's a really good point, actually, and that's one of the risk factors that I mentioned, the postural orthostatic hypotension, which means that sometimes when people change positions, their blood drops and their blood pressure can drop, and that happens whether you're lying down to go sit up and then sitting up to stand. So absolutely, if you're lying down and you go to sit up and you feel any lightheadedness or dizziness, you absolutely want to pause and sit until it goes away. You know, if it doesn't go away, you'd probably want to lie back down, but you want to absolutely pause. And a lot of people do that on their own. They say, oh, before I get up, I need to sit for a minute. So they know to do that. And then from sitting to standing, you want to stand up, make sure you feel okay, lightheaded or dizziness, you're going to sit back down. Or what some people do is they stand up and they just pause. And they just wait until they feel okay and don't stand up and go until you feel all right, because definitely that will affect your ability to keep your balance. So.
And one more question, because we've done this before.
Yeah.
What are the things you have to watch fall prevention when you're traveling, when you're in a place that is not your own home? What are the things you need to look for? And if you could just say it into the mic.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to repeat the question. Sorry. Yeah, so things that you want to look for when you go somewhere else or a different environment. Absolutely. You want to scan and see what obstacles are out there, because you want to prepare before you get there. You know, if you go, like, I'll look at these stairs, I'll be like, oh, there's no railing on these stairs. So I'm going to need to think, okay, am I going to need the railing here? Am I going to need to plan ahead? So scanning and planning is really important. Also, if you're going to visit somebody, stay overnight, you want to look. Are there stairs? You know, is it dim lighting if I have to get up and use the bathroom? You definitely want to scan your environment and try and plan what you can do to adapt and to make it safer. You know, lighting, throw rugs. If there's throw rugs, you have to be careful of that or have people remove it. You know, make sure that, you know, the getting in and out of the bathroom is going to be safe. So absolutely, if you go somewhere new, if you stay over at relatives or friends, you want to look at that environment and make it safe for yourself. And also, going anywhere, you know, the uneven surface can really change things. You know, people can walk in a nice, smooth ground, but when you go out and there's dips or construction or rocks and pebbles, that'll make a big difference. So you absolutely want to scan your environment. Usually I'll tell people to look where you're going. Look to where you're going. Don't look down when you're walking. You want to look to where you're going. You know, we cue people also, like I talked about shuffling steps. And, you know, what we want to do is we don't want somebody shuffling. We want them to take equal steps and heel toe. Well, it just makes it more difficult to walk. And so a lot of things come into shuffling. I mean, it could be a disease process, you know, like Parkinson's can increase that tendency to do that. But also weakness can do that. So there's a lot of things that come into improving your walking pattern. So, yes.
First of all, I need to tell Mr. Lachterman that he's, after what you just said, that he's got to fix where the seniors walk
Yeah. No, I'll talk, yeah.
Is generally pretty okay, but there are areas where I've seen seniors trip on Greenville. So my question
You're going to have to repeat that. You have to repeat that because
Oh, you want me to, repeat it?
people are wondering what Ed Blackerman said.
to ask him
Yeah, ask him, right.
if he could consider looking
Yeah. No, Lois, you have to remember that the people at home on the TV cannot hear you, and that's why the speaker has to repeat your question
have
or
to
your statement.
So, you mentioned that you want to tell the town supervisor about the different uneven surfaces that there are for the seniors. I guess entering the building, maybe? Is that where? Or wherever they are, anywhere, to try and fix these obstacles on the roads, which is true, and that's a good point. And sometimes they can get it all done, sometimes they can't, but obviously in life being out there, there's always going to be obstacles. So I think the important thing is to really scan your environment, look to where you're going, motor plan. So you see a divot and you're like, there's a divot. What am I going to do about that? I'm going to walk around it. I'm going to slow down my walking pattern. I'm going to use, if I have stability, like some type of assistive device to help. So you're definitely going to plan if you see that and scan your environment. Avoid it if you can, but sometimes that's not possible. But I agree, it should be a safe environment.
And the other question I have is, does the hospital provide classes for balance?
So the question was, does the hospital provide classes for balance? We don't have classes. I mean, we have physical therapy, obviously, but the town has classes. I mean, I think, and different towns too have classes that I think you have access to. So we work a lot with balance. Let me just. Oh, you want to add something?
Classes right in town, the 6th grade school, they have fall prevention. These are free.
Yeah.
Fall prevention, regular exercise classes, yoga.
Yeah.
They're all free.
Yeah, so someone mentioned in the audience that there are classes, fall prevention classes, and different classes in the Albert Cappellini Center, I guess. It's not the 6th grade school anymore. So do I. So, yeah, I mean, there are, and, there's certainly, you can look, there probably are other local classes, like Tai Chi classes, which is a big one. Silver Sneakers at gyms, 24-Hour Fitness have some classes that you can do. So, you have to be a member, but you can check your insurance. Sometimes that will help, because I definitely am an advocate of doing any exercise classes. Move, move, move. That's really important. Sitting and not doing anything is absolutely going to increase your fall risk.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Maybe we could move on.
Oh, sure.
Because we still have other speakers.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
I don't want to hog everything up. All right. Do we have time to do a couple of the exercises?
Yes. If someone wants someone to come up and
Yeah.
be.
All right. So let's look at the packet. All right. And
No, I mean, you.
let's see. You want me to
Town
do
clerks
them
will do
up
it.
here so they can see?
Well, you should be in front of the TV, so so he can catch you on the TV. Do you need a volunteer?
Way behind you.
No, all right, that's fine. Yeah,
I think that might be easier for me to
good, fine, thank you.
show, yeah. So the first one, sit to stand without arm support, okay? I don't know if you can hear me. Sit, okay? Do you want me to move this?
Yes.
All right, there we go. We'll bend it all the way over that way. Okay, so the first one, sit to stand. Now, that's without arm support, if you can do it. So what you want to do is get a sturdy chair, one that doesn't slide or tip. You can put it against the wall. And what I have people do is scoot forward, get their nose over their toes, stand up, and sit down. So that 5 times sit to stand test, you're going to do this 5 times, and on the 5th time, you stop the clock. Now, a lot of people can't do that. So what you want to do is get a sturdy chair. A lot of dining room chairs will be good, and you just use your hands. Now, how many times? Depends. Some people can only do it 3 times. Some can do it 10 times. So that's a pretty simple exercise to do. And again, you start where you're at. That means if you need armrests, you do it. If you need to put an extra pillow under the seat to raise it up, you do that. Because the lower down you are, the harder it is. So that's the first one. Everybody see that. Okay, wall push-ups. So I'm going to demonstrate this one. I'll I'll demonstrate it and then I'll go back to the microphone. And again, you want to make sure that you are safe to stand, because this one you can't do sitting. And you're just going to go to a wall, your feet will be shoulder width apart, and you're just going to go forward and back, just like this. And to make that one easier, you can actually go closer to the wall. And to make it harder, you can go further. So that one you do have to have some ability to stand and do the exercise. You could put a chair behind you, so if you needed to sit, it would be right there. So that's another one for upper body strength. And then the other thing that I think is really helpful for home exercise is getting bands. And you can buy these anywhere. So the bands, what you want to do, and there's different colors for different resistance. And again, if you don't want to use weights, anything, if you can use your body weight, but also you can use something with resistance. It's easy to get, they're not that expensive, and they're easy to use. So this one, depending on your ability, you can do this standing or sitting. So again, depends on your ability to stand. If you feel comfortable, what you can do is you can, if you look at the packet, he's sitting in a chair, and he is holding the band with each hand, and he can put it right around a doorknob and close the door, or a railing, and you can anchor it and then just do a row. Again, just to get that that's for upper body strength, and this one would be for upper body strength. So just for time, I'm going to just demonstrate from here. So say you had a doorknob, you could put it on the other side. Say you had a railing, you can sit down, and all you're going to do is row. Not that difficult, and you can make it harder by using harder bands. And this one's not that difficult. It's not as hard as a sit to stand. So what you want to do is, again, I said between 8 and 12 times. This one, if it's easy, you could probably do it even more. So that's the other one, again, for upper body strength. And then the other one, which we talked about a little before, was standing on one leg. So the standing on one leg, you can do with counter support. You could use a chair. I'll use the chair just because it's here. So what you want to do, a lot of people don't have the balance to stand on one leg and let go. So again, you want to be safe. So what can you do? You could just put one foot down, like the toe, and hold on lightly and see if that helps. You can also stand and just hold 2 fingers instead of your whole hand. You could also, depending on your balance, is tap a little bit. So if you don't have the stability to stand on one leg, there's ways to do it where you hold on, because even holding on and standing on one leg, that's going to be a benefit, because you have to use the one leg to be stable. And walking is really balancing on one leg. That's what you're doing. You're balancing on one, putting the other one down, balancing on one. So again, you want to be safe with that. And there's also in the packet the amount of time, and we mentioned eyes open, eyes closed, so you can see that there's a difference if you try that. And I wouldn't try eyes closed if you can't even do eyes open without holding on. I don't want to do that. There's one that I didn't put in the packet just because, there's only so many I wanted to put in here. And I think it's really important because when people walk, again, certain muscles that you see in a lot of people get weak. So one of the things that's pretty easy to do, again, if you're holding on your counter, is just up on your toes. People get really weak in their calf muscles because they don't push off. Like if you talk about a shuffling gait, if you're shuffling and you're walking, you're not using your calf muscles at all. And that's important to propel yourself forward. So a simple exercise that I didn't put in the packet, but I think would be helpful, is just up on your toes. All you have to do is up on your toes till you get tired. Might be 5, might be 15, might be 20. The next one is, if you're really good, which most people can't do unless they practice, is doing this with one leg. And you hold on for this one, because this isn't a balance one. This is a strengthening exercise. So that's a really good one that I didn't put in there, but it's definitely helpful, I think, because people generally get weak. And the other thing I put...
Are we getting close to the end?
All right.
I'm so sorry. I mean, we could listen to you for another half hour now. But but we do have another speaker, and no, maybe just finish it off with whatever you have to finish
show
it.
you the last
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay. You know, somebody, it's like my husband has to stop me from talking.
I mean,
Being at home.
very, very helpful, but
So this one, turning the wheel, is another exercise. So it's pretty basic, and if you can do it standing, it's a Tai Chi movement. It's one of many Tai Chi movements. But if you can't do it standing, you can do this sitting. It gets you to move forward, it gets you to weight shift forward, it gets you to use your arms and your trunk. So that's another one, and there are handouts in the back, so if you want to look at those. All right.
I'm sure she's going to hang around for a little while, so maybe afterwards, if you have any questions, she'll be able to answer. I'm so sorry.
And we've been trying to get Tama back to you for a long time.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
Yes.
Noreen is going to introduce you. Yeah, that's okay. Come on up. This is our next speaker, and Noreen, one of our people here, is going to introduce her to you.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to introduce Donna Punai.
Diane, I'm sorry.
Oh, Diane, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You don't have to wait for demystifying. Donna's going to tell you all about it. She's from Westchester County Department of Senior Services, Health Insurance Information, and she's going to talk about the fall registration.
Good afternoon. So I'm Diane Punai with Westchester County Department of Senior Programs and Services. We're the area office on aging, and we deal with anything and everything related to the 60-plus population. I just want to mention a few key programs that we have at Senior Programs. One of them was already talked about, our TIPS program, but we also have the New York Connects program. Our New York Connects program is a program where you can be connected to a specialist who can then help you with a very personalized approach to any long-term care services and supports that you may need. This includes Medicare, Medicaid, transportation. I would encourage you to reach out to that program. The phone number is 914-813-6300. And oh, I'm sorry. 914-813-6300. Another program that we have is our ISIP program. And ISIP stands for Expanded In-Home Services for the Elderly program. And ISIP is a program that can help to subsidize the cost of an aide coming into the home to help you with housekeeping and homemaker services. The ISIP program, you have to be 60 and over and not be Medicaid eligible. You cannot be Medicaid eligible. And normally a person who qualifies for the ISIP program will receive about 10 to 12 hours a week of home care. For that program, you can reach out to 914-813-6442. The other program is our HICAP program, which is Health Insurance Information, Counseling, and Assistance Program. This is the program where you can receive Medicare information. We have counselors who are available Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30 that can help you navigate your way through the Medicare system in helping you to select your health insurance plan. The number for that is 914-813-6100. Under that program, we have not just the phone counseling option that's available, but right now, since we're in fall open enrollment, we have a number of Medicare sessions that are being offered throughout the county. One of the gentlemen from Parks and Rec already mentioned one at the library for the demystifying Medicare, but there's various others throughout the county. If you call that number I just mentioned, we can give you information of the others. Now, just to let you know, fall open enrollment, which we're already in, it runs from October 15th to December 7th. This is an opportunity for you to change your option when it comes to your Medicare Part D drug plan or if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan. And I'm going to talk a little bit about those. So for your Medicare prescription standalone drug plan, for next year, there's going to be 10 of those plans that are going to be available. And there's a listing of them that's in the handout that I gave. With those plans, what you're going to want to do is you're not going to want to randomly select from one of those 10 plans. You really have to do an educated matchup that's done on the Medicare.gov website. We refer to it, there's a plan finder on Medicare.gov website in which you would input the information on the prescription medications that you take. The name of your medication, the dosage amount, how often you take it, the pharmacy that you go to. And what it's going to do is it's going to take that information and match it up to the formularies of the 10 available plans for 2026 and put them in ranking order for you so that you can then see which is the most cost-effective plan for you to be in for next year. You may already, the plan you may currently be in may end up being the most effective one, but it may not. That's why it's important to take a look at this every single fall open enrollment, because what happens is these plans change. They change their formularies, they change the tierings of the medications, and if you end up not taking a look, come next year, it could be that there was a formulary change. You arrive at the pharmacy to pick up your medication, and that medication that was costing you $20, you're now being told, oh, you owe $250. So it's very, very important that you take this step. If you're not savvy on the computer or you have difficulty navigating the plan finder, reach out to us at the number that I gave you, the 813-6100 number. We can help you with that. The other thing that you want to take a look at is if you are in a Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plans, these are your managed care products. These are your HMOs and your PPOs. When you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, what you're doing is you're stepping out of original Medicare. You're going to put away that red, white, and blue paper card, and you're going to choose to accept all of your Medicare covered services for your hospital, your medical, and your drug coverage under the plan that you join. And for every year, you have to take a look at that as well. If you're currently in a Medicare Advantage plan, that plan may either be ending for 2026 or the information on how it's going to cover you may be totally different for 2026 than it is for 2025. You want to take a look at that as well. What I've done is we compiled a snapshot view of all of the available Medicare Advantage plans for 2026 in this spreadsheet. If you are going to use this spreadsheet, what I would advise you to do is if you're narrowing down a particular Medicare Advantage plan, you're going to want to make sure that your providers participate with that plan. That's the number one thing. A lot of times individuals will be drawn to a Medicare Advantage plan based on some supplement benefits that plan offers, like some vision or dental coverage, because under Medicare, routine vision and dental is not covered. But you can get some of that under a Medicare Advantage plan. And one of those supplement benefits also mentioned is like a silver sneaker or some kind of exercise program. But I advise you, do not just join a plan based on those supplement benefits. You have to look at the overall coverage that plan is going to give you. Don't be pulled into it just based on that, because any kind of dental coverage or vision coverage is going to be very, very limited. It's going to be very, it's not going to give you a whole lot, and it's not going to be the primary reason for you to join. When you're looking at these plans, a lot of times individuals are narrowing it down based on the monthly premium that plan may charge you. If you're looking at this spreadsheet, you'll notice that a lot of the Medicare Advantage plans, offer a zero premium plan. And the good thing about that is that if you join a Medicare Advantage plan that's a zero premium plan, it's a good way for you to get your Medicare Part D without paying out a premium, because all of the standalone drug plans have a monthly premium. So if you join a Medicare, that's one of the pluses. One of the disadvantages is that when you join one of these plans, you're locked in for the year. Providers are not. So providers can leave these plans at any time. So that is something that you also want to consider. One of the other advantages is that it can make your cost more predictable under one of these plans because you have set dollar amounts for your services, whereas under original Medicare, it's the 20% that applies. Medicare is a cost sharing. They pay 80%, and then there's 20% that you'll owe. I would advise you, if you're going to use this chart, to also focus in on what it means between an HMO and a PPO. An HMO is the most restrictive, offering you only in-network services, whereas a PPO allows you to have access out-of-network services. If you're in an HMO and you go out-of-network, you're going to be 100% responsible for that cost. If you're in a PPO, on the other hand, you will get some coverage. But bear in mind, if you keep accessing services as an out-of-network in a PPO, your cost is going to be higher than had you stayed in network. Another thing you want to bear in mind is you cannot separate out your drug coverage. You must accept the drug coverage that comes with the package deal. Okay? The other thing that I put in your package is information on Medigap's Medicare supplement plans. I'm not really going to go into these because these plans have open enrollment all year long. So you're not restricted to the fall open enrollment with these plans. With these plans, they work with original Medicare. They do not have drug coverage with it, so you will have to pick up a standalone drug plan to go along with your Medigap plan. Last, I want to mention a benefit program that's fairly important for people to have information on, and that is the Medicare Savings Program. The Medicare Savings Program is a Medicaid program which can help pay your Part B premium of Medicare. Everyone is responsible for their Part B premium. For this year that we're in, most individuals are paying like $184 a month. It's taken out of their Social Security check. The next year, it's going up to $206.50. And then if you're in a higher income bracket, then there's a higher Part B premium that's, that you're hit with. But for individuals who may qualify for a Medicare Savings Program, it can pay that Part B premium. And the program only looks at your income. It does not look at your resources at all. So if you look at your income and you're looking at your, your Social Security, your pension, and if it comes to at or below, if you're single, $2,446, or if you're a couple, $3,299. Now here's the thing with the program that a lot of people overlook. There are certain things that can qualify as deductions off of your income. If you're paying any health insurance premium, for example, if you have a Medigap plan, or if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, the health portion of that plan can be deducted off of your income. If you have any long-term care insurance policy, that premium can be deducted off of your income. If you have any dental insurance that you're paying for, that can be used as a premium deduction. So our office can assist with that as well. We can help you, walk you through the application, guide you on what those deductions are. It's a one-page application. And the application on the back of it just lets you know the documents that you have to return. It's a Medicaid program, so the application itself and the supporting documents have to be returned to the local Department of Social Services. But like I said, our office can assist you with that. And the last thing I just want to mention is that please make sure that any decision that you make when it comes to your Medicare insurance products, that you do so before the cutoff, which is this, we're October 15th to December 7th. So December 7th is your cutoff, and it's a free for all. So you can make multiple changes within, and I don't advise that, within that time frame. It's the last one that you make before the December 7th cutoff that will take effect for you for the first of the new year. Okay, and if you need help with any of that, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office.
Are there any questions with the raise of your hand, please?
Oh, sure. 914-813-6100. And I know I kind of went very fast because I wasn't sure of the time.
To me, it sounds very complicated.
It can be complicated, and that's why we have counselors, and a lot of our counselors have been doing this since 2007. And we have, and a lot of them are volunteers. So they're very versed in the material. Go ahead. Oh, it's you should have the flyer for the Medicare Savings Program. It was handed out to you, and in the back. Oh, sure. I could say it again. So the income piece that they would be looking at is, if you're an individual, single person, $2,446 of monthly income, and if you're a couple, $3,299. Any other questions? We need the flyers. Oh, I got them for you. Sorry.
Do you have any other questions?
Any other questions?
Oh, boy, we have a
Go
smart
ahead.
group out here.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And they want you to call. Mm-hmm.
I just want to make everybody aware that you're free and you're the government, which
Correct.
well, maybe that's not so good, but whereas companies that are advertising on TV, they're the profit.
Correct. And our program, our HICAP program, does not work with any brokers or agents. We are totally unbiased and free information. And many of our counselors, like I said, they've been with the program for a very long time, and they are seniors themselves, and they have seen everything when it comes to the scams with the insurance, the way that it's set up, and they can really guide you on. I'm sorry, was there another question? Yeah, go ahead.
Is there a place on the form that actually tells you what income is considered? On this form, is there any place that actually states what income is? Define it. Is it stock market? Is it 201, 305? Those things.
On the application itself, it does tell you what's calculated into the income category.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I have anybody else out there?
Oh.
Yes, Lois.
Go ahead. Yes. So if you go on to our website, which is, you could just put into Google Westchester County Department of Senior Programs and Services, it'll bring you to our website. Now, there is a lot of information on our website because we cover a number of programs, and we also have a number of publications that you can download off of our website. Unfortunately, we had a large event. We had our senior law day recently at the county center, and I had to use up all of our directories. Otherwise, I would have brought some in. But some of the directories that you want to look for on our website is the Financial Benefits Guide. Each year, we update this Financial Benefit Guide to give you information on all of the different government programs, benefit programs that are out there. So it'll give you information on HEAP, it'll give you information on SNAP, it'll give you information on Medicaid, the Medicare Savings Program, the EPIC program, which I saw flyers back there for. And it'll give you the most updated information on the guidelines for those programs, where to go to apply for those programs. So that's the financial benefit guide. You can also download our services and rights directory. That one, I often refer to it as it's like the phone book. It will list out every different service out there that a senior might have an interest in, and the contact information. It's very thick. The other one that we have is the Westchester Senior Housing Guide. And that booklet gives you information on the different senior buildings that are out there in Westchester County. So those are our 3 most popular guides. And if you do need a hard copy of it, you can call our office and we can mail it out to you. I just placed, a reorder, and I should be getting those directories probably within the next few weeks. So if you need it, just reach out and we can mail it out to you.
Well,
And
I
any
want to
other
thank you
questions?
very
Oh,
much.
you're
If we
welcome.
don't have any other questions, I'd like to.
Oh,
yes.
Done the questions.
But I did bring the senior programs, senior citizen programs in New York brochure. They're on the back table, and a lot of those numbers are in there. And also, I know most everybody got their Medicare for You books,
Medicare and You book.
but I did bring some large print copies. If anybody needs that, they're on the table. If there's no more left on the table, if you let me know today, I do have some more in the office.
Yeah, I want to thank you because really, as I said before, we make a big effort of really having a lot of flyers back there that are very, very helpful to you. And I was just going to repeat a couple of them. We have the senior advice.
Yes, thank you, guys.
I'm so sorry. We also have a card there that we would really like you to fill out for us, the Senior Advisory Committee. If there's anything, any program, any speaker that you would like us to bring, please jot it on there, and we will put them all together and try to take care of that for you. Also, next month, as everybody knows, is Veterans Month, and hopefully we will have a beautiful program for you. And we do have these on the back table. Jim from the United, what is it,
United for the Troops.
Yeah, United for the Troops, I'm sorry, is going to be here. We're going to put these out. If there's anything on here that you would like to donate to our servicemen, because he will be doing packages that they will be getting for the holidays. So if there's whatever you'd like to donate, if you bring it here next month, we will make sure that he picks that up and they will be packaged out. A lot of organizations are doing that, so I will understand if you're doing it at a different organization. And we will also hopefully have cards for you to fill out. One of the nice things that we do, we have everybody fill out a card, not wishing them a happy holiday or something, thanking them for their services. When they receive their packages, they will get a card from a person, either from Yorktown, White Plains, wherever you're from, and it's like a little thing from back home, thanking them for their services when they open up their package. So that would be nice. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. If there's anything else that I forgot.
When you're finished filling out these forms, fold them over and put them in the black box that's in the back. Thank you.
Okay, and if there are any other questions that you have for us, please take a look at the back table. We have loads of flyers there that are very, very helpful. You might not need them today, but you might need them in the future. So thank you so much for coming, and I hope you enjoyed your lunch. Thank you.
You see